The military's best boxers battle it out in the ring. 10 weight classes, 4 services, non-stop action. Who will take home the gold? Will it be the Army, Air Force, Navy, or Marines? Hello, everyone, and welcome to TPC Sports coverage of the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. And a special hello to those who are watching on AFN. I'm Van Stokes, alongside of a man that has called boxing all over the world, Castle Chalice. Castle, it's great to have you here.
Van, it is an absolute pleasure, man. Being back here at ringside with you, the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships, I couldn't be happier right now.
Castle, you've seen this Armed Forces competition in the past. What makes it so special?
Well, I mean, these are really the best of the best, representing their branch, their respective branch of the Armed Forces. Not only that, this is an Olympic year, 2012 in London. Many of these boxers are vying for a spot on that team as well.
So there is a lot on the line. We are ringside here at Page Fieldhouse in Camp Pendleton, California. Coming up, our first bout, the 123-pound weight class. In this bout, Airman First Class Kenny Cruz of the United States Air Force faces off against Corporal Jesus Toro of the United States Marine Corps in this preliminary bout in the 123-pound weight class. Kenny Cruz hails from Puerto Rico. He once fought the Puerto Rican national champion, but that doesn't matter now. We caught up to Kenny Cruz earlier. Let's hear what he had to say going into this fight.
I don't try to emulate anybody. I just have my favorite fighters, and I try to get the strength out of each one, and just try to create my own style. But I really emulate Floyd Mayweather. Try to emulate him at least. He's an inspiration to me.
His opponent, Jesus Toro from Camp Pendleton, California. He's got 2.5 years of boxing experience behind him. Let's hear what he had to say going into this bout.
Any boxer, they'll tell you that once you're in the ring, nothing around you matters. It's just you and the guy in front of you. I would say my favorite boxer, professional boxer, is Juan Manuel Marquez from Mexico.
Castle, a lot on the line. What do you see in this bout?
Well, you're dealing with a lot of experience versus not nearly as much as experience. 10 years for one of them, 2.5 for the other. We'll see how it shows.
All right, this fight's ready to get underway. Let's head to the ring.
Let's hear it for Airman First Class Airman Dejesus Cruz. And making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Marine Corps from Madera, California. He's a helicopter mechanic assigned to Marine Light Attack Helicopter Squadron right here in your own backyard of Camp Pendleton. Weighing in at 123 pounds. Let's hear it for Corporal Jesus Toro!
Let's get to the action, but first a quick look at the rules in amateur boxing. The bouts are 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest period in between. Judges will be using a computerized scoring system. Blows are scored when the white part of the glove strikes the head or the body, the front part of the torso of the boxer between the head and the waistline. Now, 3 out of 5 judges must register a scoring blow within a 1-second window in order for it to count. Fouls may result in cautions, warnings, or even disqualifications, and a referee can stop a bout for injury, a dominant lead, or whenever the referee thinks that safety might be a factor. Scoring has changed a little bit this year. We'll no longer be able to see the running score. The boxer scores will only be shared with the coaches at the end of the first 2 rounds. Now, the final score will be revealed at the end of the bout. You can feel the excitement just getting started right at the gun.
Yep, these guys are ready. This is what they've been working hard for, and they know what's at stake here. The Armed Forces Boxing Championships of the 2012.
They're getting their last-minute instructions from our third man in the ring, Joe Sanchez. Calls him to the center of the ring. They tap the gloves and move back to the corners. Kenny Cruz boxing out of the red corner, representing the Air Force. And boxing out of the blue corner, Jesus Toro of the United States Marine Corps. Third man in the ring will ensure that everything is ready to go before this bout starts. We are underway. 123 pounds. Cruz in the red trunks. Toro trying to get off quickly here in the Marine Corps. Moving in on the attack to Kenny Cruz. Toro moving aggressively, I think, Castle.
Yeah. At this point, Toro seems to be trying to find a rhythm, while Cruz, the more experienced boxer, seems to be a little more settled in the beginning of the first round.
You know, Kenny Cruz has 10 years of boxing experience behind him compared to only 2.5 years by Toro. But sometimes it's not how many years you have, it's what you've done in those years. And Toro very much on the attack right now.
Yep, Toro been watching boxing for many years now. Tries to emulate the great Juan Manuel Marquez with a counterpunching style, and you see what the result of that is right here.
And it almost starts to even out a little bit. Kenny Cruz back against the rope. Toro taking the bout to Cruz. Quick with the combinations. He goes high with the left hand. A nice jab. Nice jab by Jesus Toro. He's got that left hand jab, follows it up with the right.
You now see some of the counter-punching style that we spoke of earlier by Toro. Seems to take a pretty good punch so far.
He's going to have to prove that he can take a punch. In fact, both boxers will, because you get a lower weight class a lot of times, Cal, so you see a lot of activity, a lot of flurry. Those smaller boxers move a little bit quicker with a little more speed, perhaps, than some of the bigger boxers.
That's right. And, you know, and on paper, Van, these boxers measure only half an inch apart in height, but it looks like Cruz, with the longer reach and perhaps the better ability to use that jab here in the middle of the first round.
Well, he got off on, there's a nice little left by Kenny Cruz. It was Toro who got off to a very, very quick start. He comes back now, misses with the left hand, and a nice counter by Kenny Cruz. But here comes Toro. Toro on the attack. And we've got a good Pier 9 brawl to open this thing up. He's got him in the corner, does Jesus Toro, and racks up a scoring blow or two.
Well, you see the composure of Kenny Cruz in there. He's just waiting for his opportunity, picking his shots, and that's the end of the first round. Not bad.
And there's the bell to end round number 1. And the crowd loves it. Great action, great activity.
Termina con el ganchito. It's working. Okay? Just throw punches, okay? Ganchito's ahí.
We take a listen to Jesse Ravella, the United States Marine Corps coach, as he talks to Jesus Toro. He's telling him to stay active.
You're getting hit unnecessarily. Okay? You're getting hit unnecessarily because you're backing up. When you get in there, you sit in the side and you start digging, okay, body under the head. But every time you're backing up with your hands down, that's when you're getting caught. All he got is a right hand. That's all he had. He has nothing now. He's throwing overhand right. You got to keep those hands up, okay? Keep them in the inside. You got more gas than this guy. This guy's already breathing hard, okay?
Now, there was some of that Castle I may not have caught because it was in Spanish. Let's see what Cruz has to say.
All right, baby, let's go.
Well, what's interesting, Van, is that the corner of Toro, Jesse Ravella was telling his man, the shorter man with the shorter reach, to box from the outside. He urged him to stay on the outside. That's an interesting tactic for the smaller boxer.
Well, we ended that first round with Cruz leading Toro by 7-5.
The conventional wisdom would say that the shorter boxer, the one with the shorter reach, is going to need to get inside, particularly with that educated jab of Kenny Cruz. I can't imagine that Toro wants to eat too many of those straight jabs.
As I said, Toro entered this round trailing 7-5. And you see Cruz continuing to land some scoring blows, and he's landing the scoring blows in a counter-type position.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's really, the experience of Kenny Cruz is really starting to show. He's picking his shots. You can see he's thinking in there, and things are probably moving for him quite slow, which is what happens after enough experience inside the ring. I'm a little concerned that Jesus Toro is starting to fall out of his game plan and just try and tough his way through. Let's see if he could do that here halfway through this bout.
There's a nice left and a nice right. You got Toro getting off a lot of shots, but the question is he scoring?
He's a spunky one, that Jesus Toro, Van.
Kenny Cruz on the counter. Fatigue's starting to come into the picture right now. The gloves look like they have a little fatigue behind the punches.
Well, you know what?
Not as much force right now.
Van, you couldn't be more right on that. I mean, Jesus Toro, by the way, fighting on pure heart. I mean, he may feel he's overmatched, but he is just continuing to punch. He's eating a couple of big combinations there, but he continues to move forward.
He's a gamer, is Jesus Toro. No two ways about that.
And, you know, he's fighting here in his home base at Camp Pendleton. And as you can see, the blood already starting to trickle out the nose of Jesus Toro.
A flurry of punches over against the ropes. Toro trying to get in on Cruz, and Cruz smartly steps out to the center of the ring. Both boxers searching for a little bit of gas right now. A lot of feigning going on, a lot of feigning.
Looks like the doctor is going to take a look at the nose of Jesus Toro.
That's Dr. Marilyn Bualtano, longtime ring official here at these Armed Forces Championships. Marilyn Bualtano, longtime ring official here at these Armed Forces Championships. Tends to Jesus Toro of the Marine Corps. He's set to go. As we come down to the waning seconds here in round number 2.
Talk about the fighting Marines, Van. You have to love the energy that Jesus Toro, he tastes his own blood, and it just makes him stronger.
He doesn't back down. And there's the bell to end round number 2. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for round 3 of this 123-pound bout in just a second.
I think it's very important to have this boxing event on the Pentagon Channel for the guys that are overseas across the way.
Everybody take this, everybody take one.
For one, it lets them know that there are other things that they can do in the Marine Corps, because a lot of people are not aware of the opportunities that sports presents.
Welcome back to the 3rd round of this 123-pound weight class bout.
He is done, okay? The 1-2, you can beat him easy, okay? When you get inside with that 1-2, finish to the body. Finish him off to the body, man. All right? He's tired. He's more tired than you, man. Believe me. Okay? We work too hard for this, all right? Don't let this crap go away, all right? Yeah, rinse and spit out.
And there you hear Kenny Cruz getting his guidance.
Hey, 1-2 all day, Okay? Finish
From
with the hook.
You know, Van,
Franco.
in between rounds,
The Air Force
1 and
coach.
2, Coach Ravello suggested to his boxer, Toro, that he wants to stay on the outside. We questioned that a little bit for the shorter boxer. During round 2, he seemed to eat a lot of those long jabs, and he got bloodied a little bit. And what's most interesting is Ravello actually has recognized a bad habit of Toro of leaning back on defense. Let's see if they stick with that game plan in round 3 or if they try and stick and move and get inside.
Here we go, round number 3. And it starts just like the other rounds ended. And a little bit of a warning for holding there. And very quickly you got Jesus Toro on the attack against Kenny Cruz. Kenny Cruz leading after 2 rounds, 19-13. And many of those scoring blows coming off of counter punches. Here comes Jesus Toro trying to carry the attack forward. Nice blow that time by Kenny Cruz. And if it's one thing Cruz does, he comes over against the ropes perhaps a little too much, Castle, if he stays out in the center. And there's a nice attack right now by Jesus Toro. He's got Cruz in the corner, and that's where he can score.
Yeah, that is exactly where Toro wants his man Cruz, up against the ropes, crowding his punches, limiting Cruz's ability to lay out that long jab.
On our card, we had him coming into this round behind, but you hear the crowd picking up right now. I don't know if it's for the underdog, but it's certainly for their boxer in the United States Marine Corps. Jesus Toro has a USMC on the back of his blue jersey.
And there you see a beautiful left hand by Toro, snaps back the head of Cruz. I mean, this is excitement. What a way to jump into the first bout of this competition.
It's been a real Pier 9 brawl in this ring. And you see Jesus Toro throwing a little bit wildly right now, but the veteran Kenny Cruz a little bit more under control. He sticks the jab, and that means an 8 count for Jesus Toro. Now the 8 count doesn't count against the boxer. It's for safety purposes only. Just allows the boxer to regroup. There you see a quick stab attack, if you will, by Jesus Toro. That's not what caused Toro to get the 8 count. His knee's a little bit wobbly right now. Trying to turn it on is Kenny Cruz. Toro's trying to connect. Both boxers tired.
Yeah, I mean, Toro is really hanging on by a thread here. Cruz continues to apply the pressure. He's trying to stop his man, but the heart of Toro holding him up, and he will probably make it through this, but barely.
There is a barrage right now. Kenny Cruz turning it on, moving Toro over against the ropes.
A nice right hand, a lead right hand by Toro. You know, this is where he wants to be. He wants to stay inside, crowd his man, and land those little baby hooks. And haven't seen too much body punching going on. At this point, it's probably a little too late. This is just all-out headshots.
And there's the bell to end round number 3. And an appreciative crowd here at Page Fieldhouse here at Camp Pendleton, California. They've got the applause for both boxers, but of course their favorite, Corporal Jesus Toro of the Marine Corps right here in Camp Pendleton. And again, they appreciate good competition. That's exactly what they saw in this bout. Their boxer, Toro, came out smoking, came out aggressive, jumped on Kenny Cruz, and actually took an early lead on just judges' scorecards. But Kenny Cruz settled himself down and came in strong. You see Cruz on the counter. Toro just continues to press on, not doing any damage, but the quick left jab. And that's how Kenny Cruz scored his points. Let's go to the ring for our official announcement.
Let's give a loud round of applause for these warriors for the first fight of the evening. An exciting one it was. And the winner, fighting out of the red corner, Kenneth Dejesus Cruz.
Your winner, Kenny Cruz.
Well, Kenny, that was a pretty impressive showing. How you feeling after that?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Kenny, what was your game plan going into this contest?
My trainer told me just to stay calm, see what he brings, and first round he caught me a couple shots, but I think I did pretty good after that.
He's a tough little kid, but you managed to bloody him in the second round. His coach, between rounds 1 and 2, suggested he stay on the outside. What was your strategy going into the second and third rounds?
He's got heart, that's all I gotta say.
Well, there you hear it. Congratulations to everyone. Your winner from the Air Force. Let's hear it.
So Kenny Cruz showed his stamina, his experience as he wins this 123-pound preliminary bout. He will move on to the championship bout in this weight class. Stay tuned. We're back with more from the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championship right after this.
It's a great feeling to get an email from one of my old soldier buddies saying, man, I saw you on the Armed Forces Network or the Pentagon Channel. Man, you're doing good. Keep it up. And so we play that motivation part. We play the motivation and camaraderie part because all these soldiers, and I really believe that, they compete not just for themselves in all armor, but they compete for their buddy or their sister and brother in arms that's somewhere deployed.
Welcome back. Some of the boxers said their inspiration came from our coverage of the Armed Forces Boxing Championship. They trained hard, made the team, and here they are, competing this year. Here are their tips for getting started in the sport of boxing.
The fights, it's not one in the ring, it's one, the work you put into it. I respect that a lot about this sport. It shows you who you are as a person.
To join the United States Marine boxing team, you have to have experience. You need to train. You need to try to find a facility like Pendleton or Lejeune. If you got a civilian boxing gym, join them. You got to have at least 10 bouts, and it has to be approved by a USA Boxing book. Don't give up. Continue training and continue practicing. Hopefully someday you'll be right here at the Armed Forces.
If you're interested in becoming a Navy boxer, you can go to the Navy Sport office, or you can go to NavyBoxing.com.
My advice for people that want to do boxing, first thing first is to get in shape.
We got guys that are in decent shape, not in great shape, and I told them, I promise you, I'm gonna get you in shape. So this last week, all we did was hills and sprints. We don't have enough time to train and get ready for this, so just under a month preparation.
It teaches you a lot about discipline. The fact that you get up and train, and after work you go to train, and the things you do as far as time, it takes a lot of time away from your social life and things like that. But the discipline that it requires to continue to do that daily is, I think it makes you a better person in general.
They're very acceptable of what we're trying to teach, and nobody really knows what to expect next. We have a motto in the Army, no soldier left behind. And we don't leave nobody behind. Everybody's informed. You take all your teammates with you, right here and right here.
One of our tryouts is in Norfolk, Virginia. The other one's in San Diego. And from that group of people, we choose who comes to camp. From that point, we evaluate you, and we choose the final team that comes to the Armed Forces Championships.
Take that initiative just to go into a gym and sign up. That's all it takes, really. There's a lot of motivated people in the gyms that will get you started. Just make that step. That's what I did, just made that step.
For more information on how you can get involved in your service's boxing program, Go online to our website, pentagonchannel.mil/boxing.
Coming up, we'll have all the action in the 123-pound weight class.
You know, there's not much to do when you're deployed, and just to see that, it's like, wow, you know, they're doing good things over there. That's making us happy. And, you know, you get those guys in a tent together to watch it. It builds up morale, even throughout the branches all together. So, I mean, it's just good stuff.
We're back with more coverage of the Armed Forces Boxing Championships here at Camp Pendleton, California. Next up, the gold medal bout in 123 pounds. Airman First Class Kenny Cruz will come out representing the United States Air Force, and his opponent will be PFC Charles Williams of the United States Army. Cruz is a 101st Air Control Squadron Aguadilla of Puerto Rico. He's a cyber transport specialist. He's got 10 years in the ring. He's earned his way into this bout. He's excited about it. Let's listen to what he has to say.
I've been boxing for about 10 years. I've won a couple regional titles back home. My style is basically a counter puncher, but if I have to put pressure on, I'll keep coming forward. I just love staying fit, and I just love boxing. Like, I love the sport. I grew up with it. I'm calm, and I'm a quiet guy, but once I get in the ring, like, I just let my fist talk. I'm excited about being here. I just can't wait to win gold. I've only trained for 2 weeks, but I'm pretty confident I'm gonna win this tournament, especially tonight.
Charles Williams, on the other hand, drew a bye into this particular championship bout by virtue of having only 3 boxers in this weight class. He's a medical logistics specialist, but you can put that aside because right now his gold medal is on the line. Let's listen to what this young man has to say.
My style is slick, smart, stick and move. Hit and I get hit. My jab and my feet work. Those are my 2 strengths. Well, it means a lot because I'm representing not just myself, a whole country is looking at me, so it means a lot to me. I'm gonna have to outsmart them, have to want it more. Just listen to my corner, my coaches, and they should guide me through. Well, I feel me being here to be supporting other troops, giving them something to look back and be happy for, giving a good reputation for the Army. We're fighting just like how they're fighting over there in the war. We're doing our battle in the ring. If everything goes right, I'll be attending the 2016 Olympics.
So, Castle, we've got Kenny Cruz, who's already boxed in this competition, coming out to face Charles Williams, new to the ring. What goes through your mind when you see someone who's already fought plus somebody new inside the ring?
Well, you know, it could go both ways, Van. On one hand, a boxer that just boxed 2 nights ago here in this venue felt the energy, got a sense of what the crowd's like, what the ring feels like. Very important. Different rings, different sizes, different elasticity on the canvas. So, you know, Cruz does have that advantage. He's boxed here this week. On the other hand, Williams perhaps a little fresher. He didn't just go 3 rounds with some good competition. So it could work both ways. Williams, great fundamentals. Cruz, a little more awkward. Going to make for an interesting matchup.
Well, perhaps Williams saw something earlier that he might be able to use today. We'll find out. Let's get to the action.
Hello, baby. And making his way to the red corner, representing the United States Air Force from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. This cyber transport technician is stationed at the 141st Air Control Squadron in Dea, Puerto Rico. Weighing in at 123 pounds, he is the Puerto Rican state champion. Let's hear it for Airman First Class, Dejesus Cruz. Get into it now. And now, making his way to the blue corner, representing the United States Army from Fontana, California. He's a medical logistics specialist stationed at the 51st MLC in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Weighing in at 123 pounds, let's hear it for Private First Class, Charles Duke Babyface Williams!
Charles Williams of the of the Army gets into the ring. Charles Williams out in his black and gold. He's got the gold trunks with the black trim, the gold jersey, and the gold Army headgear. Boxing out of the blue corner, he's got the blue gloves on. And his opponent, Kenny Cruz, representing the Air Force, decked out in red. Red trunks sported in blue, and this championship bout is underway. Gold medal, 123 pounds on the line. And they come out sticking right away, Castle.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy here in the field house tonight, as these are the championships right here, and it's what everyone came to see, a packed crowd for sure.
Nice left jab, real quick by Kenny Cruz. Charles Williams quick in retaliation. Williams is stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Goes by the nickname of Babyface. Not exactly for sure how he got that. He is a pleasant young man. We did speak with him early on, as we had an opportunity to sit down and meet with all of these boxers and talk to them about their boxing careers, about their time in the service, their deployments, and what it's like to be in the ring here today.
You know, Van, it's interesting. We spoke to the boxers in the pre-fight interviews, and it was Williams who talked about his jab and his fundamentals coming out, but it was the Dejesus Cruz who talked about being the awkward boxer. But here in the first round, it looks like Cruz is winning the battle of the jabs early and trying to set the pace through round one.
Well, he's trying to do that, Castle, but we are one half through the first stanza. 1 minute and 30 seconds gone by in round number one. And according to the judges' computerized cards, there are no scoring blows tallied thus far.
Sneaky punches there. Quick combination from Williams.
No, he slipped. He slipped. He threw a punch, did not land, and he went down to the canvas. So he gets up, our third man in the ring. Tom Cleary said that was not a knockdown, so cleaned off the gloves. He's right ready to go again. Williams gets off a couple of punches.
Yeah, there's definitely been a role reversal from what we expected, with Williams being the counter-puncher and more of the awkward style of boxing. Cruz, on the other hand, really just trying to set the pace. He's a taller boxer. He's working off the jab beautifully. Some fast punches by Williams countering.
You know, this is a blend of the old weight classes, 119 pounds and 125 pounds. When they reduced the number of weight classes, they formulated this 123-pound class several years ago. And out smoking now comes Charles Williams of the Army. Seconds tick away here at the end of round number one, and that'll do it for the first stanza. Taking a look at the cards, that was pretty even. No difference, in fact, on the judges' cards, it reads 1-1.
Yeah, these boxers are definitely evenly matched through the first. We expected this to be a good one. Contrast of styles.
You roll this hook and take the body with you. Throw a body shot with your roll off the hook if you're going to move to it, okay? All right. I prefer you to move away from the hook. Okay. Double jab, shoot your right hand. There you go. Use your feints, son. He's nowhere close to being as fast as you. Use your feints, all right? Give me some feints and run some combinations. You're throwing single shots. Run combinations off the feint. It's easy work.
Castle, if you were in the corner right now, what would you be telling Charles Williams?
Well, I think he's doing a really good job with his counter-punching. I'd like to see a little more advancing and retreating. He doesn't want to stay in one place, keep the spatial awareness varied so that Dejesus Cruz needs to try and figure him out. Right now, Dejesus Cruz sees him in front of him, and he's going to be able to predict what happens next if he continues to use that jab properly.
Round number 2 underway. Round starts with an even 1-1 score between the two boxers. Kenny Cruz in the red, Charles Williams in the gold.
Some nice feinting there by Williams also, trying to get Cruz to commit.
He'll counter on him if he can counter on him.
That's exactly right.
And here comes Charles Williams. Cruz goes into the ropes. Third man in the ring says, keep your head up.
Tom Cleary's been around this sport for as long as I can remember. He's one of the best officials here in the States, and the boxers are very fortunate to have him as the third man in their ring.
And I will say this, the Armed Forces reaches out and pulls in the best officials that USA Boxing, the national governing body for the sport of Olympic-style boxing in the United States, has to offer. They provide these judges and referees, and we're so grateful to have them here.
There's that in and out movement that I was speaking about earlier. Williams commits, goes to the body, then pulls back out. And I think if he continues down that path, using those great head feints right there, Williams is going to find himself pulling ahead, perhaps.
Oh, he landed one that time, or so it seemed. I don't know if he's going to get the nod on the judges' scorecard for that or not. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in round number 2. And it's a narrow 3-1 lead right now for Kenny Cruz,
Van,
of the Air Force.
Van, that sneaky lead right hand by Cruz, he started throwing it in the first and he threw it again right there. It's a tough punch to land, that lead right, especially against a fast boxer with such good head movement as Williams. But Cruz has found some good success with it here through round 2. A beautiful overhand right counter by Williams. So the shorter boxer with the shorter reach somehow continues to connect with those overhand rights.
Oh, he snuck one in there. Did Kenny Cruz picked up a point on the judges' scorecards. Roughly 40 seconds remaining in this round number 2 of this gold medal bout, 123 pounds. Nice cover that time by Kenny Cruz. But he got through. Did Charles Williams, landed a scoring blow. Williams, I think, has to get a little bit aggressive as we move down to the final seconds here in round number 2.
Looks like his pace has indeed slowed down here towards the end of the second half, and he's going to really need to keep the pressure on, Van, as we steady into round 3.
And there's the bell to end round number 2. We'll be back to the Armed Forces Championships right after this timeout.
It was a requirement that all of the boxers this year watched all of the episodes from last year and the year before. And they had to tell me about them. That I just didn't say, here's a good thing for you guys to do, go ahead and do it. I had them watch their weight class and tell me about every boxer that they saw. And we talked about it. And it was great for them to see that level of competition.
I use every piece of footage I can get my hands on. So thank you guys for the footage that you provide.
Welcome back to the 2012 Armed Forces Boxing Championships. This is the 123-pound weight class as we get set for round number 3 in this gold medal bout.
You're making this too hard on yourself.
Let's see what the corner has to say.
Pick it up. You got to pick up the pace, son. You got to pick it up. All right? Drink. Hey, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go. That's all we ask for. 3 minutes, okay? I want 3 minutes. Okay? Use them feints, doubles and triples on your jab, let the right hand go. Okay? You can make this so easy. Kid got nothing, man. You're making him look like a superstar right now. Okay? Come on, baby. 3 minutes. That's all I ask for. All right?
Well, Castle, that kind of echoes pretty much what we talked about at the end of round 2. There's the bell, or not the bell, but the whistle that signifies seconds remaining before the bell sounds. There's the bell, round number 3. And let's see if Charles Williams can get active as his head coach, Charles Leverett, told him to do in between the rounds.
Yeah, the best thing Williams could do is continue to use that head movement, advance and retreat, and keep the pressure on, counterpunch every time Cruz throws that long jab.
Well, we're looking at an even scorecard right now, 4-4. You can pressure for the first 30 seconds, but you got to keep it up for the entire 3 minutes of this round, Castle.
Yeah, and right now Cruz is going to also want to start to get more active. It's a tie score here in the third and final round. Cruz is going to need to throw that jab, not just that pity patter stuff, but really throw it out there with authority if he wants to keep Charles Babyface Williams from stepping to him with those big counter punches.
You know, interesting to note, I don't know if you get a look at it, but Kenny Cruz has that form-fitted headgear and wraps around, covers the front portion of his face, protects his face. Now, Charles Williams can still score with a blow to the head, the front portion of the head, just like that. Kenny Cruz scores on Charles Williams, 5-4. Now they exchange blows. 2 minutes remaining.
And you hear Leverett in Williams' corner urging his man to move forward. This is the gold round. The winner takes it all. This is about as close as it could get here for the first bout of the year.
There is a one-punch difference right now in this bout.
There was a big crash in the center of the ring, and Cruz got the better of it. That grabbed another point in the process, and a nice, quick counterhand left hook by Williams.
He sticks a jab. Does not get credit for that. He leads right now. 7-5 does Kenny Cruz.
You know, notice the crafty footwork by Williams. He said it earlier. He has sound footwork. You see how he uses his feet to get inside and land those scoring blows.
Under 1 minute to go here in round 3. This championship bout at 123 pounds. Cruz sticks him again. Cruz leads 9-7. On the judges' computerized scorecards. Here comes Charles Williams. He's turning up the heat.
Boy, it is getting so loud in here right now in the field house.
It's a slugfest right now, Castle. They're trading blows. A punching contest.
Every time Williams thinks he's shaving away at the deficit and Cruz comes back with a scoring blow of his own, he cannot seem to figure out a way, Williams, to minimize the lead with under 30 seconds here in this contest.
Less than 10 to go. Can he get there? Can Cruz keep him at bay? And there's the bell. To end round number 3. And this 123-pound championship bout. Kenny Cruz, the victor, by the score of 15-11 on the judges' scorecards. Let's take a look back at some of the action that we saw in this bout. It was hot and it was heavy for much of the contest. Both boxers going at it, full head of steam from each boxer. First it's Cruz, and then it's Charles Williams. But at the end, Kenny Cruz prevails. Well, let's go to the ring for our official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, and your gold medalists for the 123-pound weight class, representing the United States Air Force, receiving the gold medal is Airman First Class Kenneth Dejesus Cruz. Your silver medalist at 123 pounds, Private First Class Charles Duke Babyface Williams.
Kenny Cruz picks up the gold medal for the Air Force at 123
Your presenter for the medals
pounds.
is Chuck Rose.
and a slugfest. Let's see what he has to say to Castle Chalice.
Kenny, we saw you flexing your muscle a little bit right there. Well, you deserve it. You're the new gold medalist right here. How are you feeling?
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank my commander, my supervisor, everybody at my home unit in Puerto Rico, the 141st. I feel pretty good, man.
Kenny, it seemed like a little role reversal. What we knew about you going in was that you were going to be the guy that was a little more awkward, the counterpuncher, and he was going to be the one that was going to be using the sound footwork and the jab. Yet when he came out there, you were working that jab all night long. Was that the plan?
My plan was just to stay calm, see what he brings, and I got to give it to him. He's got skills. He's a pretty awkward fighter. But my trainer just said stick to the jab, and that's what I did.
Any plans on coming back to this dance next year?
We'll see what happens, because it's pretty hard making 123 for me. I'm a big 123 fighter, but I might come back at 132. Who knows?
All right, maybe come back with a different dance partner. Congratulations, everyone. You're a winner, Kenny Dejesus Cruz.
Good job, Kenny. So Kenny Cruz wins the gold medal for the United States Air Force. And he did it with respect for his opponent, and he did it with a good jab. He got the job done and goes off with the gold. Well, that'll do it. From Page Fieldhouse here in Camp Pendleton, California, a big thanks to those watching on the Armed Forces Network around the world. This has been a production of TPC Sports, serving those who serve. For more information, log on to PentagonChannel.mil. For Castle Chalice and our entire broadcast crew, until next time, I'm Van Stokes. So long, everyone.